You know what I like to do when I'm done with work and exhausted? I like to watch John Mangini talk about baseball cards. Hope you guys got the reference. I mean, you have to watch YouTube baseball card content to understand it. But anyway, shout out to John Mangini, one of my favorite channels on YouTube. If you have not seen his videos, he's a really chill guy. He has a wonderful sense of humor, and yeah, watch his stuff. Got a very interesting perspective on collection. Anyway, welcome to card review number 4. Today I will be reviewing the 1949 Bowman Jackie Robinson. One bite only, everybody knows the rules. This is the most expensive card that I have at the moment, and it will only be mine for a short while only. I have a verbal agreement to sell it to another gentleman, and he put down a deposit for it, so it's weird. I never had a reason to receive a deposit for a card before. I guess I'm in the big leagues now, or at least I was in the big leagues. Now soon I'll be out of the big leagues again. No more big boy card for me. Anyway, so let's start the review. Visual appeal is number 1 criteria. This card reminds me of one of those Andy Warhol paintings. Usually has 4 boxes with the same picture in each box. It different color combinations in each box. I think this card reminds me of one of those boxes, you know. Anyway, the 1949 Bowman set kind of reminds me of one of those color schemes of Andy Warhol. It's not my cup of tea exactly. I don't really understand it, but it's cool, and if you're a cool person, you probably understand it, and you might even have one of those paintings on your wall. But I think it's called pop art. Anyway, I think it's unique. This card is unique. It's certainly more beautiful than the 1949 Leaf rookie card, in my opinion. You know, maybe it's a controversial thing to say. I guess I don't care. I think the Leaf 1949 looks like Jackie's facial expression looks much more like he's high or stoned, or I don't know, like drunk. I don't know. He looks like he had a rough day. I'll show you right here if you want. Yeah, Jackie's facial appearance here, in my opinion, I'm not just saying this because I have the card with me right now, I'm going to sell it, but it looks much more attractive here. Arguably, Jackie's most attractive card, in my opinion, is the 1950 Bowman Jackie, the year after this one. And the second most attractive, in my opinion, is 1952 Topps. But I think this will be number 3. Jackie Robinson doesn't have like a lot of cards during his playing days, but the ones that he has, they're quite pricey and they're memorable. So anyway, I think this one's up there in terms of visual appeal. For that, I will give it a 17 out of 20. Scarcity or rarity criteria. PSA Pop Report says that there's 1,741 total graded copies of this card. So this is a pretty scarce card. Total PSA graded population, like I said, is 1,741 in all grades, and at the time of this recording, and any collector would be lucky to have a copy of this card in any grade. So for scarcity, I will give it a 18 out of 20. So merit wise, okay, another controversial take. I know some people have already said this probably in the past. Let's look at Jackie's stats. I think he's a little bit overrated. His stats might seem a little pedestrian because he only played 11 seasons. If he played longer at the same level, he'd definitely be much more impressive. But let's look at his stats. Jackie Robinson had 1,568 hits, 765 RBI, but his more impressive stats are 313 lifetime batting average, over 300, especially in this day and age. That's pretty rare. And then 410 on base percentage. once again, lifetime, really good. But I have to be honest and separate the player from the historical figure. Jackie was legitimately a great player. Over 300 batting average, over 400 on base percentage. There's nothing to laugh at, but his career was borderline too short to have a legitimate claim to being an elite Hall of Famer. His 64.1 WAR is good, but not great when it comes to elite Hall of Famers. For reference, Dave Winfield, Roy Halladay, they have higher WAR than Jackie Robinson. I mean, they're both great players, but as far as Hall of Famers, they're not in the upper echelon. That's how I feel about Robinson as a player. He's great. He's highly overrated. As for merit, purely as a baseball player, Jackie Robinson gets an 8 out of 20. He was a great player once again, but as far as Hall of Famers go, his career was a bit too short, and he only had, in my opinion, was 4 or 5 truly great to borderline dominant seasons. I know I'll be getting some hate for this, but hey, gotta be honest. As a player, Jackie was a bit overrated. So an 8.5. I'm 8 out of 20. Next criteria. I'm glad I could get to the next one. Collectability. Jackie Robinson transcends baseball in the sense that he's one player that I learned about in history class. I never learned about Babe Ruth, never learned about Mickey Mantle, but he came out in my history book, in my high school history books. He was just a great player, but he was also the first player to break the color barrier in America's favorite pastime. I think his cards will have a special place in many collectors' vaults just for that fact alone. He symbolizes a racial and social transition for America that still resonates not just with baseball fans but with Americans in general. And as me, personally as an American minority, I will always appreciate the giants who came before me to bear the brunt of the burden to make equality the norm, and something that I personally take for granted to this day. I don't think of this as merely a collectible sports card, but this is a piece of American history and an American historical artifact. For that, I will give this collectability a max grade of 20 out of 20. Yep, I think that's where the most of the value lies, in my opinion. Him being a Hall of Famer, it adds to that. So the final criteria is X Factor. There is a unique appeal of these 1949 Bowman cards, and the bright blue and red print works very well in this card. It looks almost patriotic, right? Red, white, and beige. It looks like an old American flag. It matches just a patriotic theme. And this almost square shape of the card also adds to the unique and overall visual appeal of this card. The Metro, I keep on saying for Metro. The retro modern pop art style of this card makes it more unique and charming, in my opinion. Topps actually made a throwback design, like a heritage design of this card, with a modern player in it. I think it would work very well. I think a lot of people will buy it. And the fact that I'm holding a piece of consequential history that actually helped fundamentally transform America and the Western world in general, contributes to the weight and intrigue of this particular card. So this is a second-year card. It's not a rookie, so I can't give it a perfect score. But for X Factor, I give this a 19 out of 20. Overall score for this card is 82 out of 100, or an official boss's grade of 8.2 out of 10. I give this an overall designation as a must. If you are lucky enough to get your hands on a copy of this card, try to hold on to this. I personally would love to hold on to this particular copy because it's just perfect for me. You know, as far as I could tell, it's perfectly centered. If you're really picky, you might say the bottom's slightly heavy, maybe 51 to 49. It's got a little bit of an indentation over here. The front looks just absolutely perfect almost. The back, look at the print on the back. It's just, wow. It looks like it came off the printing press yesterday. The only fading I could see is where it says his weight is 190, but the one is faded. So if Jackie Robinson was a model, he'd be like, yay, I'm a 90-pound model, you know. Anyway, stupid joke. Anyway, like, the only problem with this card that gave it a 2.5 designation is a crease that stretches almost to the center of this. It's a fairly significant crease, but from the front you can't see it. But once again, check out the print on this. It's just gorgeous. It's just perfect. I don't see any real big markings or any staining on this card either. Look at the printing on this. It looks almost like it's fake. Like, it almost looks fake. It's that dark and rich. The colors on this card are so beautiful right now. Like, it's really rich. I don't know, like, someone who bought this card enjoyed it for a little bit, and they ended up putting it in to a darkened shoebox, a darkened room, or something, a vault or something. I don't know, but they kept it in really great condition. And yeah, like I said, enough about this particular card. I personally would love to hold on to this card. It's perfect for me. It's like a lower enough grade that I could. It's still too much for me, but if I had a little more money, it would be perfect for me, you know. But I'm not a Jackie Robinson collector. I don't fully understand or appreciate the full scope of who he is, but I would love to learn more about him, and there's no denying how important he is in the sports collecting hobby and American history in general. So more than that, I financially cannot qualify owning this card because I have so many other areas of responsibility that just needs my attention right now. But one day I'm gonna come back for you. Or the 50 Bowman. One day I'm gonna come back for you, Jackie. Just you watch. Anyway, this particular copy is a perfect card for me or any collector whose name is not Elon Musk or Bill Gates. It's perfect centering, nice bold colors, crease that will allow for this card to be more financially attainable. And I'm sad to see it go, but I'm sure that this will be a nice centerpiece for the next owner. Truly stunning card. So out of all the cards that I've reviewed so far, this is number one on the list of Final Boss's grading review. Card review. This card, Jackie Robinson 1949 Bowman, is number one with a score of 8.2. Great grade, great card. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Have a good one. Take care. God bless. See you soon. Bye.